Good day. Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Sunday, July 10, 2022. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. asked local government units or LGUs to support his administration's booster shot drive against the coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 so that face-to-face classes could resume and the country may reopen its economy. In a virtual speech before the newly elected governors and mayors in Malacanang on Friday night, Marcos cited the importance of booster shots in building a wall of immunity and moving on from the pandemic. At the same time, Marcos said he was open to making face masks optional and said there will no longer be wide lockdowns in the country despite the sharp rise in the number of COVID-19 cases. A hearse carrying the body of assassinated former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe arrived in Tokyo on Saturday after he was shot at close range on the campaign trail. The murder of Japan's best-known politician rattled the country and sent shockwaves around the world, particularly given the nation's low level of violent crimes and strict gun laws. Senior members of Abe's ruling Liberal Democratic Party lined up to pay their respects as the vehicle believed to be carrying his wife, Aki Abe, entered the couple's residence in the capital. The man accused of Friday's shooting is in custody, with police saying he had confessed to killing the former premier motivated by a belief Abe was linked to an unspecified organization. Police were investigating the unemployed 41-year-old background, including claims he had served in Japan's Navy, and said he appeared to have used a handmade gun. Abe was delivering a speech in Nara ahead of Sunday's upper house election when he was shot, and campaigning resumed Saturday with politicians saying they were determined to show democracy would prevail. Vice President Sara Duterte Carpio, shaken by the death of Abe, remembered the assassinated leader as a strong ally of the Philippines. The daughter of former President Rodrigo Duterte said that the immensity of Abe's love for the Filipino people was demonstrated many times through Japanese aid that supported the Philippines' growth and development. Under Abe's tenure, the Philippines was able to secure financial aid for big transportation projects, including the North-South Commuter Railway and the Metro Manila Subway. Filipino-Japanese karatera Juna Chuki delivered the Philippines' first gold medal in the 2022 World Games in Birmingham, Alabama, USA on Saturday. Chuki, the world's number 5 in the women's kumite 50kg category, defeated Venezuela's Yorielis Salazar 2-0 in the final of the women's kumite under 50kg class to claim the championship and the country's second gold medal overall in the World Games. Miho Miyahara of Japan took the bronze medal. Filipino pug Mark Magsayo is set to defend his World Boxing Council or WBC featherweight belt for the first time as he faces Mexican Ray Vargas at the Alamo Domes in San Antonio, Texas on Sunday, Philippine time. Magsayo, 27, won the featherweight title when he defeated Gary Russell Jr. via majority decision last January. The victory also kept Magsayo's unblemished record with 24 wins, laced with 16 knockouts. Trained by the legendary Freddie Roach, Mark Magsayo sounded extremely confident in his first title defense. Sticking to sports, the champions of the previous season will take center stage as they clash Sunday in an all-important game that would likewise determine their placing in the ongoing PBA Philippine Cup at the Araneta Coliseum. Barangay Ginebra, champion of the Governor's Cup, will take on defending Philippine Cup titleist TNT in the main game of the scheduled doubleheader at 6:30 p.m. right after another equally important match featuring two of the hottest team, tournament leader San Miguel Beer and Surging Blackwater at 4:30 p.m. The Gin Kings, the Tropang Giga, and the Beerman have already secured spots in the quarter-final round, but TNT can wrap up its elimination round campaign ahead of the cast as some of the members of the team will represent the Philippines men's basketball squad in the FIBA Asia Cup. TNT carries a 7-3 win-loss slate and is currently at the number 4 spot, but it could change with a victory over Barangay Ginebra while waiting for the rest of the teams to finish their elimination round schedule. The Gin Kings are one of the hottest teams in the tournament, and even without the services of Tim Cone, who is currently with the Miami Heat as part of the coaching staff for the NBA Summer League, his chief deputy Richard Del Rosario made sure to keep things at hand. The Department of National Defense, or DND, encouraged the public to work together to achieve lasting peace and unity for the betterment of the nation. DND Officer in Charge or OIC Jose Faustino Jr.'s statement comes as the country celebrates Eid al-Adha, the second and biggest of the two main holidays celebrated in Islam. According to the Islamic faith, the celebration honors the willingness of the Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of obedience to the command of the great and merciful Allah. Topping business, the World Economic Forum or WEF recently said in a report that the pandemic has unveiled the power of digital technology to make global trade smoother and safer, and three emerging digital systems and tools are seen to help unlock the huge potential offered by digital trade. The first one is a digital ID system where instead of using paper documents like passports and driving licenses, they can verify identities remotely over digital channels. They can also be used to authenticate not just users electronically, but physically and digital objects as well, so that products can be tracked all the way from raw material to shelf. The WEF said digital IDs, which can apply to people, organizations, or things, are now critical to a wide range of international trade transactions and processes. Marlon Ronquillo is today's front page columnist as he believes mediocre workers are preferred by politicians. Today's editorial believes it is time for the country to have presidential libraries. Read a full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the Voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to its digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram and keep up with the Times. For the Manila Times, this is Paulo Dimapi.
Our longest trusted English newspaper since 1898. Now available digitally. Computer. Order the Manila Times Digital Edition. Subscribed. Get the Manila Times Digital Edition for less than 2 pesos and 50 centavos per day when you sign up for 1 year. The Manila Times, news source of choice, trusted since 1898.